Hi guys, this is part 2 of my disassembly video of the Scooby-Doo Phantom Flyer balloon. Now in part 1 I showed you this chip and I said it had been burnt out because there was a big bubble on top of it. Well, I've just looked at it closer and it wasn't a bubble at all. It was some sort of clear resin or something. Maybe it's some sort of waterproofing that they'd put over the rest of it, and I've just scraped it off. That chip looks absolutely fine now, so I'm a little confused. I thought I'd found the problem. I've looked at all the other chips and I can't see any problems on any of them. They all look fine. So it may have been that the wires to the battery had somehow or other been twisted and shorted out. I was looking at that chip again because I was wondering if it was the same chip that's on the charger boards that I've got. That one there, which is a TP4056A, which is upside down at the moment. And that red light LED on there at the moment is because I've got that wired into the LiPo, and I think I may be charging it. I may not. It may all be going horribly wrong, but at the moment I think I'm charging it. While we're waiting to see if that LiPo is actually taking any charge via my charger board, we'll have a look inside this rather sad looking USB charger. If we can get it apart. Well, it doesn't look good. I'm not sure if I can actually tell what that component is that's burnt out. Well, I've left that charging for a few minutes. So I think I'll actually disconnect it and just measure it and see if we've got any voltage coming back out of the battery now. Yep. So it looks like the battery's okay. Is it worth trying to put it back together again? I've just noticed just above the charger port there, it actually says charge 6 volts. Well, I've just screwed it back together, resoldered the wires, and we're working. Well, that's amazing. I wonder if I can get the rest of it back together. It's going back together nicely. I was rather hoping I could put it together without having to put all this balloon shape on it, but it needs it. These bits here redirect the airflow to try and stop it spinning round as it goes up. Gonna have to try it out, aren't we? Well, I just tried charging it with my little charger board and this started getting hot very quickly. So we may have a problem still. It may pay me to get a 6-volt battery, 4 AA batteries, and rig up a little charger from that, because that'll be putting 6 volts into there directly. Let's see if it actually climbs. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, it's hovering. Or trying to. Summary. Well, it's definitely not quite right. It was almost flying then. At times it did actually hover and rise away from my hand or away from the ground. But it's a bit unstable, and I think that's because it's all bent and buckled. The rotor is rubbing against the inside of that balloon in places. So possibly we could repair it, but I'm not going to give it to my grandchildren anyway, so that's probably a waste of time. When I tried charging it again, once I got it all back together, things were getting hot. So either I have to try it out with a proper 6-volt supply, which is what it says on the bottom there, and see if that charges it any better, or just give up on that idea and go back to plan A that I was talking about. Make use of the motor and gearbox and either fly a plane with it or maybe a little helicopter. Just one with that supercapacitor, so it just goes up in the air for about 10 seconds and then comes down again.